Welcome to the Podnas with Face, Pat, and Tiz.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Podnas, a show with three friends separated by distance, connected by brotherhood, having weekly conversations that you can join in on. As always, I'm 1/3 of the Podnas, your boy Tiz, along with
the other third of the partners, the Padawan, and then the place is.
It's face on pace. Now, Pat, what we talking about this week, man?
All right, so digging in to try to find a topic for this week or whatever. Usually we have like relationship topics sometimes or whatever. We really talk about a lot of things, but that seems like a prevalent theme. Mm-hmm. So over like a span of a couple of videos, I start seeing more and more this basically this phrase calls about like the red pill community. I see like
Matrix
comments. Yeah. So
okay.
The whole start of it is that it's supposed to be, and I think it was actually a documentary, and I was trying to find it right quick, but it for some reason it's hard to find or whatever. But it's supposed to be relating to men's rights, or just talking about the double standards or whatever. So I looked more into it, and I've seen that a lot of people been using that red pill symbolism or whatever from the Matrix or whatever in their own propagandas or whatever. Like the right been using it and this, that, and the third. So I was like, all right, so is this one of those extremist communities, or is it a legit cause itself or whatever? Mm-hmm. So I've seen a couple of videos, and I've seen a lot of reaction videos over the topic or whatever. And though I would say the just majority of what I've seen of logical YouTubers or whatever will say that there is an extremist community, but there is some just cause and legit causes that they sprinkle in. It's kind of like Umar. They take like injustices and known injustices or whatever. Not really known, because men are not as vocal about what we go through like women do or whatever. There's a lot of outlets now that express that, like you got The View and things like that, but just a lot of those topics. So let me bring it in. So they talk about like double standards as far as dating. They talk about how much if they could certain activities that women may do or are allowed to do, or things that they may say if a man was put in that same position or whatever, there would be a double standard there where we would be dragged out and canceled pretty much. So in one of the videos I saw, they even showed like part of The View. I think they was talking about Lorena Bobbitt, or it was one of those shows like that, and they were like basically saying, that is to the extreme, but I'm kind of happy she did it or whatever, talking about cutting the man's thing off or whatever. So another person put into it, like if it was a flip situation, I can't even talk today, a flip situation where if it was men joking in that type of way, it would look horrific just in general or whatever. But really, I brought it up to like in y'all viewing, have y'all ever heard of this red pill community, or like this community of like men going for like men's rights or whatever at all?
I have not. I honestly thought you was about to start talking about the Matrix. My mind was ready to go a completely different direction, and then you started talking about people getting penises chopped off.
Yeah.
But I do not. I'm learning a lot right now. These communities that I have learned about over the course of the past few months. I am okay. So are they? What are they exactly? Is it an extremist movement, or is it just men saying don't give us double standards?
There's men saying don't give us double standards, but it's like this extremist part that kind of like take that and then run with it. pretty much. So
can you give me an example of the extremist part? Because I'm very lost right now.
Like
I'm so out. I'm so confused as to what we
they as far as they take it as far as like anti-feminist like sayings, or try to say it. It's weird too, though.
So are they like uber bigoted? Or not?
Yeah,
not bigoted,
they're like
uber
bigoted. Like like more overly chauvinist.
So they like women should be in barefooted in the kitchen.
Yeah, and then they take it to that, and they'll use like things where like stories where men have like been used for like, you know, money or been gold digged on, and use that as an example to justify certain beliefs that they have, pretty much, or whatever. So now it brought up the place that are there really any safe spaces because for men to talk about issues, because a lot of spaces that we've had, they probably have been like canceled out, or they're either like extremist views or whatever, or, you know, people that like, I would say like Joe Rogan, where you may not.
Joe Rogan got canceled?
No, he ain't never get canceled. He's gotten that part, but it's like Joe Rogan seems to be like the main like media place for like men all around to go to, as far as to talk about men type conversations or whatever.
Oh, I know another spot.
Mm-hmm.
I know another place.
Me too.
The Podnas podcast.
Yep.
We're a safe place to discuss men issues.
Mm-hmm.
I also say though, it's other, like, I think it depends on. Well, I don't know too much about this red pill community. I'll start there. I'm very much learning a lot about who they are from this conversation here. I will say, as far as safe spaces for men issues, I think it's places. I think it's just depending on if you're actually looking for those places or not. If you just, I think it's like most stuff in the mainstream media. Like, I don't feel like the mainstream covers a lot of shit anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're looking for toxic shit, it's out there. But if you're actually looking for like real man talk, it's a lot of platforms out here that got it. From like there's certain it's a show on Fox Soul. Oh God, Fox Soul.
So yeah.
Oh man. But but it is, and it's, I can't remember the dudes that's on there, but like they have like a little show, it's like 4 dudes, and they just sit around and talk about men stuff from a black male perspective. I want to say, what's the dude? Joe Torre, little brother Guy Torre. I think he's on that show.
Oh yeah.
And there's a bunch of YouTube platforms and podcasts and stuff where people do that. I think it's just a matter of if you're looking for them or not, and what type of man issues are you looking to discuss. If you're looking to discuss some low toxic shit, cool. If you're looking to discuss like just what men really go through from a real place, I even point to what's them dudes? They like one of the biggest YouTubers too, Abba and Preach.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
that stuff. Like, I feel like they do a good job of like talk about men's issues, but from a perspective where it's not degrading to anybody or like trying to put down women. It's more just bringing light to like these are plights that the opposite.
That was one of the videos that I saw.
Mm-hmm. So
Abba and Preach.
I think it really just depends. You know, you're gonna find these jackasses out here and everywhere. They like, everybody got a voice now because everybody got access to ways to get their opinions out. So you're gonna run into more bold opinions on the negative side, but I think it's also some places for like even us. Like, I feel like we do a good job of just talking about man issues without coming from a degraded place or a place of like, you know what I'm saying? I think we do it in a very honest way, but I don't feel like we're coming across as offensive or trying to put anybody down. We just bringing up stuff that actually happens to us, you know what I mean? So I think it depends.
Yeah.
We'll say
like
yeah, man. As far as the red pill thing, like you said, it's my first time really being exposed to the knowledge. So it's really a learning experience for me. So I'm just trying to absorb all that information. As far as the extremists, yeah, I mean, I do see extremists in every movement, but in this one, I don't know if they're a part of the red pill community, but there are still uber chauvinist people out there that have them extra old school beliefs.
Yeah.
And they use any and everything they see nowadays, the small changes to just support their beliefs. But that's just it's like any other thing that people believe in. They'll take anything and bend it to make what they believe true. So, I mean, you take it as it comes. But safe places, I mean, you got places like barbershops. You got places like you got places like that. You got places like, I mean, in today's atmosphere, you got places like dog parks. I mean, hey, you feel me? Like just small places. Like you may not have large groups, but you may have one or two guys walking their dogs or whatever, and they may be neighbors, and they married. That's the only place they can express. That's the only place they can vent. You feel me? So, I mean, just gotta think of outside places. I mean, it all depends on your environment and what you deal with in your daily movements. I mean, if you're a person that's always busy and you live in the city life, your place may be that barbershop. I mean, that's maybe your man time right there. You feel me? Like,
right.
Some of every issue gonna get covered in there, especially nowadays. If you not that busy and you get more time with your peoples, your man time could be just a downtime in the man cave with you and your people. You feel me? That may be it. It all depends on your lifestyle or where you're located. Me, my man time is doing this podcast with my homies. You feel me? So, I mean, I live out in the sticks.
I get a lot off in the group chat or on our conversations, period.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's all about the support system you have and that you are aware of, because some people have support systems that they can talk to, but they're not aware of the people that they are able to talk to. And that's sad, but I mean, there's life where it's how can I say it? It's not uncommon for people not to see what's right in front of their face. You feel me?
True.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I'm good for doing that myself. Yep.
Can't see the tree for the forest.
And I live right by the forest.
You can't see the elephant because you're too damn close. You got to take a step back and look again.
Otherwise, you just see crack.
There you go. Big
stomping foot. I'd be down if I get too close.
They like to poop and don't say nothing too, so you might want to watch out for that too. But I digress.
But an elephant never forgets. But yeah, it's pretty much like I said. I think the main theme is of all the logical YouTubers that I've seen, like Abba and Preach. Am I saying it right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's one of the main videos that I've seen that kind of brought up this topic or whatever from them. And the main theme of it is that we don't want too many of these extremists making calling wolf and making everything that we want to show as a man issue and downgrade it. It's to make it just seem like this just chauvinist saying these things when it's actual men going through things, pretty much like the absence of fathers within like a majority of like the millennial generation and how they built up and stuff like that. And I think one example is like they'll take a situation like where a man is being, just manipulated for money or whatever. And this one, YouTuber will explain it like, hey, this is unfair. And if we were viewed a certain way, we'll look like a sucker. And then another view, the extremist one will go way off the deep end and say, that's why we need to do this and have those old rules back or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've seen so far from it. And then I've seen a lot of what's going on back there.
Nigga, what the hell wrong with you?
I'm laughing at these niggas being mad because they simps. That's why these niggas are mad because they simps.
Incels.
Y'all niggas mad because y'all simps. Stop being simps.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
You're a simp and unintelligent. Only unintelligent people go to extremes like that. Like most people that got some sense can see some nuance in the issue.
Yeah, but it's a whole society.
It's nuts out here, man. We got some crazy folk out here. That's really what it is. In every walk of life, there are crazy people, and they have a platform, unfortunately, just like everybody else does. So,
like I said before, it's niggas in every color.
Indeed, and in every gender.
I seem to find all the extremists.
Man, I don't know what the hell you be having on your timeline, champ.
Yo, man, it's
from the no necks to the red pills. Lord Jesus.
Oh man, it's all kinds of fuckery on my timeline, and
I can imagine.
That's how I get my topics. So next up, the good and the fuckery, y'all.
Here we go.
There we go.
All right. All right. The good thing is people are finally getting their stimulus checks.
Indeed.
The bad. And the fuckery. All right. The bad is I ain't got mine yet. The fuckery is it's like news reports of people getting their stimulus checks and then getting like murked over them. Like I've seen a couple of news reports.
Killed like his whole family.
Yeah, man. And I'm like, geez, what in the heck is going on? Like
for that little $1,400 a piece. Like, it ain't even change. It ain't even no change of life money.
You can't even bail yourself out with the stimulus check.
That shit is some catch up on bills, get ahead on some bills, and hopefully invest or be able to stock up and save for something. But it ain't no money where you about to be like, oh,
set for life. No. Yeah. No. Like they got a lot of money.
It ain't there.
You can't even buy the brand new car with some of that money. Some of these folk ain't even got no kids and they losing their mind. Like it's just you. It ain't but $1,400, champ. That's that's somebody's paycheck. That ain't no. You still had to go to work tomorrow, man. What the hell wrong with y'all? You gonna still had to get up and grind tomorrow. Like your
that's
job
one paycheck.
You're not retired off of that.
And then you probably at this point just using that one paycheck to pay off what you missed out on the last month, pretty much. That's stacked up. Get you back in even. They ain't going forward. And I feel like they boosting this up like this is going to change poverty and everything or whatever. Like, the only on in the media, like I'm saying, like in the media, they was like Biden is signing off this piece of paper and it should astronomically change poverty in America and this, that, and the third. And I'm like how?
If you
am I missing something?
Or you just a little less bad off. If you was already good,
they still good, but you ain't. They saying that for people who don't know what poverty is.
Yeah.
I'm like,
they're trying to say that for people who don't know what poverty is, because you got to realize once again, at the end of the day, it's all about politics and the media trying to swing things to make things look whatever they want it to look like. So them giving these checks out, oh, this is going to change. This shit ain't changing shit. What is $1,400, nigga? That's what I get every 2 weeks. That's a 2 week. Okay, thank you. That's a Christmas bonus. That's what I got for a Christmas bonus last year. $1,400. That was my Christmas bonus.
About the same, my bonus. So, yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm not appreciative. Thank you. I appreciate it. If you help me catch up on something else, cool.
That's the least you can do.
If you want to change poverty, changing poverty comes with residual. Give that residually. Instead of
system change.
For 6 months. Okay, 6 months. Every 2 weeks, we're gonna get this out. This $1,400 does not go to anyone who is unemployed, because everybody who's unemployed should be on unemployment. You feel me? And they already got a part of the stimulus package set for that. So just to make sure y'all ain't just trying to uber benefit off the government, just suck up. People who are employed and who are under this salary cap, they'll get this every 2 weeks for 6 months.
Yeah.
Boom, there you go. Everybody who unemployment, we giving y'all an extra $600 every 2 weeks for 6 months. On top of what we get
you. A certain pay grade or a certain household income, you don't get none of it. You're already good. You're not hurting. You don't need no stimulus. Your life is your stimulus. Your privilege is your stimulus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this shit ain't no life changing shit. So they can cancel getting us out of power.
I'm still trying to get something out of these news reports where they saying that it's gonna be like some action that's gonna be going apart. Like if they're gonna do this, if they're doing this monthly, are they doing this? That's the only other way I could say it could do some type of change. And it's not even doing that much, pretty much. It's just making sure people are balanced out so they can continue spending their money in the economy to keep it going. So the taxes can come in and we pay off these politicians and healthcare. But
pretty much.
Yeah, that's how it goes. It's always politics. And next on Good in the Fuckery, someone that's saying they're trying to escape the politics. Stacey Dash. Stacey Dash says she wants to come back to Mecca. She wants to come back to the motherland. She is saying that she is apologized for all the things that she has said while being a Trump supporter, and she have seen the light, pretty much. And that's good that she's seen the light. The fuckery is, we know you've seen the light because you broke right now. You ain't getting no checks, and nobody's trying to give you a job or whatever. Like, pretty much.
We ain't cared about Stacey Dash since fucking she was with Mary. We only liked her because of Murray. We didn't like her.
It's like, oh shoot,
we were just cool with Mary, and that was her boyfriend. So, hey, we'll take you too, Stacey. Come on, you cool then. But once she lost her hotness,
there goes Clueless.
Broke cousin now.
Dame Dash straight up said, "Oh yeah, she's just doing that for the money or whatever." We know you're trying to do it for the money. What kills me is like when they put out these public statements, like it's not obvious. Like this is not the 90s no more. We see everything, including your bullshit. And your fuckery.
So you trying to? Yeah, it's a lot of these black folks trying to kiss up to us now after that, because Trump ain't in office no more. So now they ain't got their little great white hope no more.
Yeah, that's what's there. And that's exactly what Stacey Dash said, man, to try to get her back.
Good day, sir. Goodbye.
My breaking point was January 6th. Your breaking point was January 6th. So you ignored all that 4 years of the... Okay. All right. So... Yeah.
Goodbye. You can dash your ass out of our community and go on to wherever you go to, whoever will have you.
Next time we have a racial draft, we are a forgiving culture, but you ain't gonna be any like starring movies anytime soon.
Nah.
More fuckery.
I'm willing to trade Stacey Dash for the Chanel West Coast.
It's dang near even trade.
Exactly.
It's pretty much the same damage.
Exactly.
No, I don't want neither one on. I think
that's what I said.
We got some people we can just straight out make free agents, but I don't think I want to take on nobody else's dead weight that they don't want either. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay. I know it's gonna be a tough trade to get the other culture to give it to us, but I'm willing to trade Stacey Dash and what's that high yellow girl, Doja Cat. Willing to trade both of them for AOC.
Oh yeah, I'll take that trade in a minute.
I'll tell you the truth, Face. See, this is the thing.
Hell, I'll even give them Azalea Banks to go with them three and just make it a triple. Give you the whole package. Take all on. We good. Yeah. Come on, AOC. Come on home. Come on home.
This is the thing. This is the thing. With Stacey Dash situation, they're trading her back to us.
No, they not. We didn't accept no trades. That fax did not come through on time. We ain't accept
that's
no
what
trades.
they're trying to do. Well, that's what she's trying what they're trying to do.
Man, they
I think we kind of already got AOC.
Whistle one hand and shit in the other, and see how far they come. But I'm good. I decline. I respectfully decline. Have a good day.
I don't even respectfully decline. Just nigga no.
Right. No, I'm straight.
I disrespectfully decline.
She take her and her waggy neck skin, her loose neck ass, and go on about her business. I'm good.
All due disrespect.
She can always, like, you know what? She need to be creative. Like, you know, be a sponsor for DoorDash. You got Dash in your last name. You know, you need a job. And, you know, shoot, people that need the second job, they were going for the DoorDash now. You know, things like that. So, all right. Come to the Padawan for more financial and job-related advice for the stars. All right. More fuckery. Fuckery. This Oklahoma basketball game announcer by the name of Matt Rowan did not know that
fucking niggers.
Yeah. His microphone was on and he was mad because the girls basketball team was a group of black girls that kneeled during the national anthem. I don't know why people with so much freedom gets triggered when somebody kneels, like it makes any much of a difference. But yeah, he said just what Tiz said, the effing N-word. And the schools have said they severed their communication with him. And this is his excuse. His excuse was at his time, his sugar was high and he has type 1 diabetes. And he feels if his sugar wasn't up, he wouldn't have said that, because normally when his sugar is up, he start ranting and saying offensive things or whatever. So, yeah.
You know what? I don't say dag nabbit. So when I don't feel well or I've ever been intoxicated or anything like that, I didn't say dag nabbit then because it wasn't in my daily vocabulary. It wasn't something that I normally would say, so it didn't come out easily at another point. If you say nigga, that's because you said it 5 minutes before. That's an everyday term for you. You comfortable with it. You and Papa John can take that. I've been trying, man.
I was going to say that.
They can cancel all that bullshit. Nigga, you say nigga, and damn it, you meant what you said. You just didn't mean to get caught. Good day, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Good day, sir. Damn fuckery. I'm fucking sick of y'all with this book. Like, just say the shit and stand on it. You bitch you.
Mm-hmm.
Tired of this weak ass shit. Like, stand on what you say.
You bitch.
You run back the table on any one of these podcasts. I said it. Yes. Would you like to discuss? But I said it. Tired of these throwing rocks and hiding hand ass folk. Fuck out of here, man. You, Papa John, and all y'all go eat that cardboard piece and get the fuck out of my face. Go sit in Stacey Dash house. Fuck out of here, man. I'm sick of these niggas, man. Shit's on my nerves, man. Don't need no hateration, holleration in this fuckery. Shit. I'm done with these niggas, man. Good day, sir.
Oh, man. Another person we need to be done with is Miss Carla Lasseter. She made a young black boy, 5 years old, because he stopped at the toilet, clogged the toilet with his bare hands. And his mother, Ashley Murray, is calling for that teacher to be terminated.
His mother, Ashley Murray, should be on death row right now because
yeah, she looked like she
my wife would have kicked that bitch ass.
Yeah, it looks like
I would have held the door closed while she did it.
It looks like she would be down for it. When I saw the video of her saying the stuff, like,
oh no,
she was really saying I'm about to kick this girl ass, but she was saying it in the PC way of she needs to be terminated. She needs to be terminated.
As soon as my son called me, Daddy, they made me pick up shit. All right, I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
And this whole school about to get flipped upside down. Resource officer out the window, teacher going right behind them. Principal, you can come get this work too. Everybody got to get their ass whooped.
The
straight like that.
The local media.
No, sir. No, sir.
The local media wasn't even saying Carla Lasseter's name. I called her Karen. Yeah. Her name is Carla Lasseter. Like they had the only media outlet, it was heavy.com that actually put out the name or whatever. But yeah, here at Podnas, we're saying her name too, Carla Lasseter, because evidently the local news station in her area didn't want to say it. For Crystal Hill Elementary Magnet School, they're calling Ashley Murray is calling for her to be terminated, and I'm for it. I am for
terminate and be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet on that, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You bet you. You go right into the category with the last few people we've been talking about. All y'all can sit in the house and I'm gonna be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Good day, man. Good day. Good fucking day.
Holla back. No, don't even holler back.
Put your name out there. Put the name out there. Let the public know.
Mm-hmm.
Let everyone know what's going on out in Arkansas.
Put your name on a contract for some celebrity boxing. I got
some
little bitches that want to see you.
How dare you? That was a child. Don't try to steal his innocence by degrading him. Don't do that. How dare you?
And I got some little cousins that want to see them little boys that shot that little boy with the BB guns and all that shit too. I got it out. I'm about over all this shit. Well,
yeah, this is.
I'm gonna not get canceled tonight. You go ahead and y'all can take that one.
Yeah, you ain't gonna get canceled, man. The people that should get canceled. Well, to add to that list, these Tennessee politicians, Senator Brian Kelsey and Senator Frank Nicely or whatever. Because I
don't know what you did, but fuck you too.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, it's what they didn't do.
Shit.
The senator, Democratic Senator Ramesh Akbara, that Black queen, is working to completely abolish slavery in Tennessee, where it's abolished as far as regular citizenship. But as you know, if you've seen that, what was that documentary?
I don't read the Constitution. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but there's still a loophole where slavery can be used as punishment, pretty much. And Brian Kelsey, his excuse was, well, if I vote against it, it don't do anything anyway. And this says something about fake history, which make no sense to me. So after he said that, he said, so my decision is no. And then Frank Nicely says, well, I'm a non-lawyer politician, and I can't really explain certain laws. If I was talking to non-lawyer supporters, so I'm going to just say no. He basically just said I'm stupid, so I'm going to just say no to abolishing slavery, which is like, you don't have to go through 8 years of law school to understand that having somebody by the chain is wrong humanely. But yeah, we're adding them to the fuckery list pretty much or whatever. And my last little bit of fuckery, it goes out to, what is it? Well, no, I'm going to say the good first. Congratulations to Meg Thee Stallion for all those Grammys that she won, especially being Best New Artist or whatever. But they had this one category of best
salute Queen Meg.
What is it? Best new song of the year, something like that. And Meg was in the category, and along with it was Billie Eilish, and Billie Eilish won. But Billie Eilish did a Macklemore, and that annoys me. It's where in the midst of her, acceptance speech, she was like, what's up, Meg? This is supposed to be yours. They robbed you, this, that, and the third. She did that. She did something like that or whatever. And I just feel like that's unnecessary. If you're going to say something like that, just say that. Like, it just seems like it's just unnecessary, like unnecessarily public relations, like PR work for no reason. Like you kind of, it's almost, I feel like that would be embarrassing as an artist or whatever. There's all of a sudden, like, you're going in there as a competition, and whether you like the other artists or not, you want to win, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever. So I think like she felt like she was being used in Grammy propaganda or whatever, and then start to try to get ahead of it And in the speech says, Meg, this is supposed to be you, because she felt like she probably, generally believed it's supposed to be Meg's award.
Well, I got an unpopular opinion then, because I think Billie Eilish should have won the damn award. She made good music. I ain't got no problem with her winning the award. I don't know. I kind of respect her. At least she got enough sense. I wanted Macklemore when he gave Kendrick shine like. I feel like if you feel like the system was fucked up and you want to say it, like, hey, I don't know. I also didn't watch the Grammy, so I don't care either. So
yeah, I seen
to speak on this one, but Meg won some awards last night. She got her Grammys on. Billy got hers on.
I believe she got 3. She got 3. Meg. I know they said Beyonce is tied up with the most Grammys ever or something like that. I saw Trevor Noah saying it.
It sounds right. It sounds feasible. I tell you what about the Grammys though. I did see the Baby's performance. That was good. Him and Killer Mike. That shit.
Oh yeah.
I enjoyed it. So
But it's one of those things. It's one of those things that kind of tagged me. I felt like Billy, just take the award, man. Just take the award and feel proud about it or whatever. And not, you did work. You did work. You deserve it.
After
respect yourself,
fuckery, man. She didn't make nobody grab shit, and she ain't call nobody a nigga.
Yeah,
so, Billy, you gonna get a pass from me tonight. I ain't gonna get on.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
And I'm serious.
Congratulations, Billy.
Billy boy.
Is it a boy or a girl?
It's a lady. I just
did not know.
They usually have a dude with her, but yeah.
It's
I don't know these days. Always gotta ask. I mean,
with the name Billy, that is unisex, so you
mm-hmm.
necessarily.
Well, moving on to my
next topic. Make dope music.
Well, my first topic, I should say. People, please have some respect for yourself.
Yeah, stop calling people niggas.
Just have some respect for yourself. My first thing onto this is pull your damn pants up, or tell your man to pull his damn pants up.
Nobody should have to see your drawers. Umar.
No. I'm so tired of seeing men of all races with their pants below their ass. It's one thing to have your pants below your waist. One thing, but below your ass is a total different thing.
Talking about plumbers too.
Thing. Yeah, below your ass, your entire ass. Your entire ass can go I don't understand the fashion aspect of having your ass out. What is it?
It ain't been right since Prince wore them assless chaps that night on stage.
Nope.
And I really don't understand it when a woman is out with a man who's walking around and dressed like that, and they say nothing. What did that say about the woman? You feel you're accepting this, you're going out with this. This is what you with.
I bet that woman is very
Mr. Ass out.
That woman probably needs some respect for herself too.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you really respect yourself if you allowing this man to go out with you with being Mr. Ass out?
We need more fathers in the home.
Now, my next thing is those people who rather ball out instead of paying their bills. I'd rather go shopping. I'd rather go shopping when I get a little bit of money. I'd rather go to the club when I get a little bit of money.
I'm gonna go to All-Star Weekend and get stuck.
You feel me?
And get stuck.
Pay your bills. You feel me?
Please.
You may not can't go out to the club, but your light bill paid.
Right. You can bring the club to you. You can play music at your house.
You got all the electricity. You got all the electricity in the world. You feel me? Your light bill paid. Boom. You good.
You want a strobe light? You can flick your lights on and off in your crib.
Mm-hmm. Light bulb might eventually go out.
I want to get these new shoes. Your rent paid? Pay that first.
I mean,
Pay your rent first. Get your priorities straight.
Pay your bills,
Have
pay
some
yourself
respect for
first,
yourself.
then you have fun.
You know? Now, my next thing under have some respect for yourself, people, please, is wear size appropriate clothing. Whether too big or too small, wear clothes that fit you.
Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing big people in little bitty shit and little people in real big shit.
Match your body.
It's a tall T for a tall person, not your little ass.
Yeah, that era is over. That era is over, my people. You can't have on no free size T.
I'm gonna have to give away my Steve Harvey suits.
Halter tops ain't for everybody. They're not for everybody. Wear size appropriate clothing, regardless, man or woman, regardless of what color you are. Wear size appropriate clothing and respect yourself.
Yeah.
Always remember, look at yourself in the mirror before you walk out the house. Don't ask yourself, do you look good? Ask yourself, if somebody else is wearing what I got on, would I joke on them? If you would say yes, don't wear that shit.
But the sad part is, the people that wear that shit, they be like, "Oh yeah, that they look good in that. That was snatched." Oh yeah, man, he flying now. I'm gonna get me some of that.
Because they're asking themselves the wrong question. Everything that looks good on you is not good for you. You feel me? That's just, I look good in this match. Okay. Yes, red with red matches. But that don't mean your ass need to be red and all that red shit.
But
you look like a big ass super Kool-Aid. You feel me? You look like a stop sign walking around the street. Like,
oh yeah.
Red is the first color you see.
Like tights, females, tights. That's not for all sizes. Really, really skinny girls, tights. That's not for you. You walk around look like parentheses. Tights. All for you. They're not for you. Men. Really small men. Muscle shirts aren't for you. Muscle shirts are for people with muscles, not just really small guys. You hear me? If you're a heavy set guy, don't just buy a shirt real small just to make it look like you got muscles. Wear size appropriate clothing, everyone. Respect
like
yourself.
You get fat.
Parentheses and exclamation points.
My next thing under people, please respect yourselves, is value your needs over your wants. You feel me? Your needs are continuous necessities that you'll always continuously need. Wants come and go. You have to know how to balance it too. Satisfy your needs at all times first before you can satisfy your wants. Too many times too many times are people financially irresponsible and continuously satisfy wants when money comes into their possession and their needs are left out back. And then when you look at your needs, you have nothing financially to put towards those needs. You got a bunch of stuff you wanted. What the fuck you gonna do with it? Because your needs ain't satisfied.
And
for sure, you got that PS5.
Pay your damn bill.
You feel me? You got that PS5. That shit fresh, but your lights just went off.
I was just
that shit don't run. That shit ain't gonna run on by itself. Even like value.
No park games on 2K with no power, champ.
Handle
no power, no internet.
Now, next thing, people, please respect yourself. If you can't respect yourself, you can't expect someone else to respect you. It's very clear to pick out a person and see a person who has no respect for themselves. But a lot of times, those people are the most indignant people who expect everyone to bow down to them, kiss their ass, and give them the utmost respect. Yeah. If you do not respect yourselves, you get no respect. Respect is a thing is earned from other people. But in order to earn it, you must first respect yourself and carry yourself as such.
Big facts.
Take it as you may.
Respect, R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
Next thing, act accordingly in all situations. Don't act your color. Plain and simple. Act accordingly. When I say don't act your color, now, if you look up the definition of the word black, it means some old bad shit. And people always say, don't make me act my color, don't make me act black. You don't want to do that.
Act like you
don't act.
Sense.
You feel me? Act like your mama raised you with some common sense.
Right.
Let's just kill that phrase. Don't make me act my color. Like, What are you true? Like, if you really sit down and break down the definition of that, don't make me act like what you're really harsh, negative, what you want to get ignorant. No.
There's some.
How many times has that worked for you? I doubt it's worked any. It's probably worked against you.
Yeah.
But it's never gonna work for you.
It's one of them self-hate phrases. Act like color.
Not at all.
That's a big fact.
Man, my last thing on the people, please respect yourself, is just want more out of life. If you stay satisfied with what you have and just be like, well, fuck it, I don't want no more, that's all you'll ever have. Look back on that 5-10 years from now and look at it, got the same exact shit. Is that what you really want? Respect yourself and want more than what is just given to you right then. Earn the most.
Don't be complacent.
You feel me? Don't be. Want more for yourself. If not yourself, your family. If you got kids, want more for them. If you satisfied with where you at in life, cool. But don't want them to be satisfied where you at in life. Want your kids to do better than you. Show them something better. Yeah. Do whatever you got to do in a legal way.
Yeah, the goal should definitely be to
strive. Once again, I bring it back. Smell, man. Smell yourself. Do something different. Show your kids that they can do something different too. Education in the United States is falling off.
Oh my God, yes.
It's falling off.
Falling straight off the cliff.
Parents, do yourselves and your kids a favor. Show them that they can do something positive. Show them that they can actually achieve something by seeing you achieve something. Stop being complacent. That shit's running rampant.
Big fact.
And that's all I got for people. Please respect yourself this week.
Well, please respect yourself, people. And as you're respecting yourself, I guess I'll go ahead and swing it on into talking about someone who just never respects themselves. Brother Umar Johnson. And this week's weekly Umar update. It's pretty short. He's had a short yet very impactful week. So y'all know the Breonna Taylor, the anniversary of her passing was just the other day. And they had rallies and protests and stuff out in St. Louis. Oh, was it St. Louis? Yeah, St. Louis. For some reason, Umar then got up on stage and tried to give a speech while he's at this rally.
What?
Yeah. Just not recognizing time or place. Now, he could have got up there and, I don't know, promoted the school or, said something that would have been uplifting. But he's up there yelling at the top of his lungs. When I say at the top of his lungs, I mean like full-on gorilla yelping. Roar! And the mayor, he ain't nothing. And down with the black churches, because it's their fault too. Just rambling, giving his sayings. His little speech that he liked to do at his rallies. But at this type of thing where people mourning a death and the tone just did not match. But God has a way of looking out for things. The universe will always correct itself out. Because halfway through this Negro speech, his voice went completely out. And he started sounding like the lady from This Is Why You Shouldn't Smoke Cigarettes. So he did the rest of the speech with that and got to the point where somebody in the crowd was like, hey, man, take it easy. Like he was going so hard. And then after the rally, some people were speaking out about him because apparently they are cool with their black churches in St. Louis, and him talking about them without doing anything himself for the black community kind of upset them. So some citizens from St. Louis were not very pleased with his efforts. And then how does he follow up this? He goes to eat seafood, and he decides to drop a live of him just eating food and the menu at some crab shack he's at. And two random ladies, we don't know who they are, and he just throws them on the camera without their consent or permission.
I think he in the red pill community too.
Yeah. At this point, man,
oh, Lord.
if you are not understanding that these people in our community are not really for our community and they just here to take money from us, like you got a real estate agent with no real estate in Jay Morrison. You got a school psychologist / principal with no school in Umar. Yet they keep asking for money for these things, but they don't have any product there. You got Miriam and Bula, got people taking out loans to go to the church and she pocketing the shit. Ain't no church. So we got preachers with no church, real estate agents with no real estate, and school leaders with no school. So I think for this week, my main goal this week is to just, I'm almost exhausted with just keeping up with the hilarity of these Negroes. So I'm gonna just give people out here 5 ways to let you know that you are spotting a possible scam or scammer in the works, because our people have been bamboozled by seemingly a new person every week.
Let it stray.
I don't even know that much about this dude, but this Derek Grace guy, something ain't right, people. Something ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is yet, but I would not be surprised if in a year some shit come out about him where he done stole something or he done bamboozled. So to look out for scammers, guys, here are 5 possible things that you should look for when spotting a possible scammer in your midst. The first thing, they're going to present you with something that's too good to be true without any explanation of how it works. They will give you no breakdown of the mechanism. They won't tell you how they'll just throw out stuff like, I got this package, or I got this idea, or I got this thing. Come on, get on board. They'll tell you all of the good stuff about, hey, you can make $1 million tomorrow if you sell this. Well, what am I selling? Well, really, you know what it is, and then but they never tell you what the hell it is you selling. Or they be like, if you give me if it's too good to be true, but there is no actual explanation given to you, it could be a scam.
That's like one of those YouTube commercials that's like 3 minutes before you actually get to the regular commercial, whatever.
But you don't know what you just watched. You have no idea what you're selling me. You just telling me this is where you pay. Well, what am I buying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm getting here. The next one. If you hear about the person or the product or service that they're talking about, but when you look it up, the first Google results or the first search results come up as negative product reviews, it is probably a scam. Don't be fooled into thinking that you special in the universe gonna make it so that you the one that don't get. You're gonna be writing a negative review pretty soon too if you decide to go through with that. So as soon as you look up and you see, okay, let me look up this person and see what they got. You're usually gonna see their webpage or their thing, and then right below it, you're gonna see a bunch of this person never sent me my stuff, 1 star. I still waiting on mine. It happens every time. It started with Umar's first book. It started with Polite's old schemes he used to have. Mbutu and Miriam and Bula. When you see the reviews, they there for a reason. People have already experienced this and saw that this is not worth it. Learn from other people's mistakes sometimes. Sometimes you don't have to be the one to take it. The next thing, real business people don't give a fuck about how you feel. They don't care about your circumstance. They just have something that's going to help make them money and can possibly benefit you. But mostly, they're probably looking after themselves. So if they come up to you about, hey, I see, don't you want to be financially free? I really care about you. We got to do more for the Black community. Let's go to Tulsa and reclaim it. Let me teach your Black boys. When they start talking like that to you, most people that's really going to do something, they do it and then they show it to you and then you decide if you want to buy it. Most products don't have to be marketed to you as like they care about you. Frosted Fakes ain't never came into your house and said, your health matters to us. We want you to be good in the morning. We got it. No, they give you a tiger that says great and show you some sugary cereal and then you decide if you want to eat it or not.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A ain't never coming to your crib talking about, don't you want to save some cows right now? Now, they got them funny marketing slogans, but don't nobody come at you and personally appeal to what you care about if they trying to sell you something. So if somebody coming up to you selling you something and they talking about, we got to be for our Black people. We got to stand up and fight. They doing us wrong in 1921. So we got to stand together now and rebuild. Something is probably off. They don't want you. They don't want to help Black Wall Street. They don't want you to help your people, and they don't give a damn about you being your own boss. They don't care about none of that. They are trying to get rich. Look out for it, especially if it goes with either one or two. Next, number 4, the person refuses or makes excuses why they cannot meet with you or directly speak to you. So if they got some information, but you start emailing and calling and you can't get no response, but they told you to email and call, some a little fishy. If you done spent your money and you give a call and you're like, well, hey guys, I want to place I got a question about how this works. Can you, and they decide that they don't want to answer the phone all of a sudden, you probably got. Most reputable businesses, even if you don't like their customer service, usually they have a customer service line where you can talk to somebody and get direct questions answered in some form or fashion. Even if they tell you, hey, we're going to have to get back to you or we'll email you. They usually got somebody that will speak to you directly and give you information. But when you get to contacting these folks and they don't want to talk to you, or, well, I can't meet with you. Just go to my website. Or I can't, or you call the number and you keep getting sent to voicemail, or you get told that you're going to be put in a WhatsApp or that you're going to be able to text and email them and they never respond to your emails, Umar. Like, something is wrong with that. No reputable company that's really about business in any type of way will do that. Usually only scammers do that. It's called ghosting. It's in dating and it's in scamming. Watch out for it. And number 5, my last one. Anytime you ask questions, if the person does respond, but they get upset with you and start to get irate or they get emotional when you ask them legitimate questions. Okay, so how is this actually going to work? What's the product? What's the rate? What's the return on investment? How does who's actually getting this money? What's the finances looking like? When is the school opening? What's going on with the church fund? When you asking legit business questions, most businesses will have some type of an information sheet, or they have ready to go information like, hey, well, this is what's happening here. Or they'll let you know, hey, we're on a delay of this because of this building cost and we had to spend this. And like, they don't have a problem saying nothing about their money because they know they ain't got nothing, they ain't doing nothing. When a person or a company or a business or a product gets to fumbling and they get all upset with you, well, you don't have to use the product and I shouldn't have known. When you keep getting mad at folk because they ask you a legitimate question, not a trolling question, a legitimate question, usually that person is probably scamming you and they're mad because they feel like if they answer your question, they know they're going to be caught in some bull. So look out for those 5 things, people. Don't keep getting scammed by these folks, because at this point, it's 2021 and Black people have been through enough. We are getting called niggas every week. The last thing we need is people coming into our community that look like us, ripping us off. So stop feeding into it. Because what happens is these scammers get rich. Other people see that and then they become scammers. Oh, they did it. Let me go ahead and come out with my next package. Mm-hmm. Like, there's something wrong here. And we are we got to stop being guinea pigs for other people's financial gain without getting anything back. If you pay for anything, if you put your money into anything, there should be some service rendered or some product given. Whether it's a charity, you pay into that charity, there should be some type of actual action that charity is doing on behalf of the money that they are raising. There should be some type of service that a person, if you pay a business, they should be rendering something to you. They should be doing something because you paid for it. They should be giving you a product in your hand. They should be whatever that is. If you support a content creator, but they never made content, would you keep would you keep paying into it? Would you keep giving them views? No, because there's nothing there. You keep turning on and it's a black screen. You keep flicking on your TV and ain't no movie there. So why did I pay $6.99 to rent it? It's no movie here. Like, we got to wake up, people. So those are the 5 things to look for when spotting a possible scam. And outside of Umar yelping at a rally that he really, I'm just offended because you just making fun of this girl's death. And I just, at this point, I'm just exasperated with these people, man. And Black people, please stop feeding into it. Stop looking for the great hope or the way out that's going to be magic. There ain't no magic to getting out of shit. If you're in financial trouble, go to a legitimate business company or business class or business whatever, invest your money in that and find a rate of return. If you are looking for spiritual awakening, don't pay nobody that's talking about they got prayer packages and shit. I remember Kearney Thomas used to be like, call me for your personal prayer package.
Please don't.
Oh, no personal prayer package. Like if you're looking for spiritual awakening, that's a journey that you take on your own and you find that on your own and you find what resonates with you in the universe. If you are looking for education, there are legit classes and courses that you can sign up for. You can pay for a class by class thing at a 2-year school, or you can get online classes at whatever, but we got to stop being dupes, man. Like, we are a great and mighty people, and we make ourselves look dumb as shit every time we follow one of these motherfuckers that's basically taking our money and giving us nothing but lip service. If you want to support somebody who will give you lip service, support your favorite podcast, support your favorite TV show, support your favorite movie or streaming app. Don't give it to somebody who ain't giving you nothing, people. And that's all I got for this week's Umar Weekly Update. Yeah. And to talk about spiritual awakening kind of leads me into my next topic. I feel like we've been kind of tiptoeing around it, or like there's been other topics over the past few shows that like kind of hit on it or allowed us to kind of speak a little bit on it. But I wanted to talk about religion. I know they always say don't talk about religion or politics, but how you gonna learn this shit if you don't ever talk about something? You got to be able to have a conversation. So I wanted to get y'all takes on a few questions that I had. I'm a Christian unapologetically. I also am probably not the average Christian, just because the way I interpret Christianity and the Bible and the way stuff works doesn't necessarily fit into the quote unquote Christian box. I'm non-denomination. I don't have I'm a Baptist or I'm a this. I believe in Jesus and God. That's my stance, and, got my own walk with that. I've also heard Face kind of say like he's not in any religion at all. And then I've also heard Pat kind of hint on that he was like, he's a believer, but he's not quite into religion. So I feel like, what do y'all look at as the difference between, I'll just start here. What do y'all look at as the difference between like religion versus spirituality versus straight atheism? Like, how do y'all define those terms or like make those divisions?
Well, me personally, I see atheism or atheist person who doesn't believe in a creator at all. They just more have a scientific view on everything. They don't believe in a God or anything like that. They just view that everything just happens. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Spiritual people versus religion, that's where it gets tricky, because spiritual people, they believe in a God just like people with religion, but people who are more religious, to me, I feel like follow a set of rules per whatever denomination they are. You feel me? And it's more likely what they do, versus people who are just spiritual. They have a relationship with whatever God they may pray to, and that's it. And they convene on their own time. You feel me? It's not the classic, I go to church every Sunday, I go to Bible school this day, or we do this on this day, or you feel me? Where it's more scheduled, where it looks like it's more of a religion. That's my interpretation of the three.
Okay. What about you, Pat?
I feel like spirituality is kind of like the borderline gray area between religion and atheism, because I've met a lot of atheists that are spiritual. They don't necessarily, they have a scientific background or whatever, but they still have morals, they still have values or whatever. A lot of times people think that atheists are like, it's weird because some people think that atheists are Satanists, which would make sense because they're not Satanists. They don't believe in none of that.
Right.
And religion I would say in a lot of cases, like Faith said, they have a set rule base or whatever. But I think the difference between religion and spirituality is that a lot of times with religions, they saying this is the only way you can be spiritual. And if you don't do it this way, you're going to have consequences, pretty much. So that's why I feel like I stay spiritual, because I feel like, how I say, someone that grew up in Malaysia, Turkey, the Middle Eastern or what area, grew up Islamic. I grew up in Southern America. So it's obvious I'm going to grow up Southern Baptist Christian, you know? So I kind of feel like it's also a regional thing, but yeah, that's how I generally feel about it.
Okay. I just wanted to, before I kind of ask my next question, I wanted to make sure we all had like a shared definition. And I pretty much look at it the same way as y'all. So I think my next question would be, whatever form or lack thereof of a religion, spirituality, or atheism, agnostic type vibe, what made you follow that path exactly? I know for me, like, I was raised more strict religious Christian, like as far as like I would go to church every Sunday, I would do all of the rituals, you know what I mean, every single thing, and I would try to live by the Bible and all that. I think now for me, I saw too, like at my church I grew up at, I used to think the church was pretty dope, but then I started seeing the pastors of the church do some wild shit. So for me, it let me know that, okay, I feel like I believe in God and I actually believe in Jesus and I believe a lot of this stuff, but I don't believe in what these motherfuckers doing here. I don't believe in stealing money from the church, and I don't believe from sexing up girls in the church. So it was like, so what does that leave me? And I know, like, for a long time, like, it was kind of like I didn't know what the hell I was. I was just like, I don't know. I just out here. But I think I had a near-death experience that kind of made me like truly like become a true believer in God and Christ. But I also come from a science background. So I think I look at a lot of stuff as like, I'm not a Bible literalist Christian where I think that every single thing will actually happen the way it said and all that. Like I understand allegory and symbolism and metaphors, and some of this stuff is just, you know, a parable or a fable to kind of get you to think and more follow the basic value systems that are presented. And I also believe that the Bible is like God's way of explaining stuff to people who didn't understand science yet. And then he gave us science so that we could better understand the Bible. Cause I believe a lot of that shit kind of lines up and makes sense if you take the spookyism out of it. That was kind of how I got to my path of like where I'm at now, where I feel like I'm a spiritualist that believes in religious tenets, but I'm not necessarily tied to a ritual system. Like I don't necessarily attend a church per se. I'm not a member of anything. I don't go and follow certain rituals or anything. I more just live my life the way I feel like God and Christ taught, as opposed to like, oh yeah, you got to do this 3 times every 4th Sunday, and you got to take this day and do that. Like, I feel like a lot of that is just stuff to control the masses or make people do stuff that they want you to do, not necessarily like have free will. And yeah, but what made y'all? I've heard y'all kind of like touch on y'all perspectives before, but like we ain't never really kind of dig into like, well, what got you to that point of feeling that way or thinking that way or believing whatever it is or lack thereof that you do?
Well, growing up, my grandfather was a preacher. So I went to church all the time. Moved to Virginia, didn't go to church. But when I got to teenage years, because I moved here when I was 11, so I got to teenage years, started going to church on my own with, of course, you and your family, you feel me? So that was on my own accord. As I got older, of course, we stopped doing that as much. I guess we grew out of the routine. We got to do our own thing. As I got older, when the college and everything, when I come back in town, I will go visit the church every now and then. You feel me? Still stop by and still want to get the ritualistic word. But as I matured and went through college, I took different classes. You feel me? Because I was never exposed. As we grew up, we're never exposed to a different culture's religion. So that's one thing I wanted to do on purpose. So I took a class just based on all Asian religion. You feel me? Every one of them: Taoism, Buddhism, Hindu. It's a couple other ones, like two or three other ones that I recovered. Some not studied, some not no more, some still practice. So it just gave me a different insight, because those hardcore Christians who believe if you don't believe in what we believe in, you're going to hell. I took a step back to that, because I'm like, well, how many people in the world are going to hell then? if that's what I'm supposed to believe. So let me take a step back from that belief. Then I took a step back, had to look at the Bible, because of course, just my common sense look at everything. It's a book, okay? Knowing the history of it, it's been changed. Books have been taken out. Books have been altered. Certain books have been kept. Certain books were taken out and kept out by the Vatican for their own reasons, or for whatever agendas. So I gotta take a step back and look at it, and okay, let me take a step back and look at it that. So I take a further step back and look at history. And I was like, okay, why does my culture practice this religion? Where did this start from? So then I go back to, okay, it was forced upon us, because the religion we practice now, or the majority of people practice now that are Black, was a religion that was forced upon them. That wasn't their natural religion. You feel me? Because if slavery never happened and the millions of people who were enslaved were never forced to practice the religion of the Westerners at that time, our religious sets or what we practice wouldn't be what we practice now. So it gave me a different insight of it. So me personally, I just cultivated my own beliefs. I believe in a God. That's it. I believe in a God. As far as Jesus, I believe there was a person named Jesus, but the divinity of him and him having the divine powers, I question that. I don't know, because just to think common sense wise, you feel me? Every depiction of what the Bible says really happened is not portrayed. There's no way to crucify somebody through their hands. You can't crucify somebody through their hands, because your phalanges separate. Your bones aren't together inside your hands. You would have to crucify somebody through their wrists. So it's very, very rare to find that you find no true depiction of Jesus in his true form. He was painted to portray a certain culture for a certain reason. But why? But we're told to believe in these fallacies. But the true meaning behind everything is the core value, as far as what I believe in, is treat everybody good. You feel me? That's what I believe in. I believe in a God, a creator. I got here somehow. I don't believe, I do believe in science, but I don't believe in the totality of where it's the Big Bang Theory and we all came from this small atom and we all did this over a million years. That may have happened, but somebody had to create that atom. You feel me? Everything didn't just happen by itself. And that's how I believe. But as far as day-to-day living and what I just feel certain things are right and certain things are wrong. As far as having to give tithes and everything, as far as people in religions, excuse me, I give to people in need when I feel the need to.
Right on.
I feel I do my part. Then I don't feel like it's a need to give on a scheduled basis. It's not true giving. Then it's not like it should be from the heart. I feel that when we're all born, we're born with an inherent knowledge of what is actually good. You feel me? And what is actually bad. So we just come into our own knowledge as far as what is real. As far as what really changed my viewpoint on what I grew up in, it's just being an adult and looking back or memories and have a clear conscious adult mind on what really happened. Sure, my grandfather was a preacher, but my grandfather used to run numbers back in the 80s and early 90s. But in a child's eyes, I don't understand what's going on. It's only in an adult eyes when I can remember back. Why was a copy machine in the living room? Why was? Oh, I know what it.
Right.
As an adult, I know. You feel me? So I see the breaks and the flaws, but at the end of the day, he was a human too. You feel me? Like he wasn't just a pastor. A pastor was an occupation he had because you got to go to the school of theology. I mean, me personally, I feel that anyone who preaches the word, who actually wants to be a servant of the Lord, shouldn't get a salary, shouldn't get a pay. You should do that just for that reason. You're serving Him. You. That's what it is. You don't need a salary. You shouldn't profit from that.
Right.
That's what I believe in. So I don't go to I go to church twice a year for my wife. I promised her before we got married. If we get married, I'll go to church with you twice a year. So she picks 2 times a year, and I go to church with her twice a year with no complaints. I sit there, I go through their routines, I do whatever they do. But then every other day a year, I practice what I practice, and it's just I pray to the God of my God above, and it's just God. He has no name. I don't call him by a certain name. Certain religions have a certain name they call him. I don't. Just God to me. At the core value of all religions is that one value at the end of the day, and I think more people need to focus on that instead of the differences that each religion has. And there will be wouldn't that be that much beef between religions, because most of the problems in the world is not race, it's religions. And you gotta look at that. You can, like, the Crusades have been going on for how long? The Catholics and the Christians against the Muslims have been going on for how long now? Yeah, people can't realize that we still in the Crusade years.
Like, that's a big fact.
We're keeping that up.
Yeah,
the core value
this past Iraqi war.
The core value is to treat people well. That's it. Yeah. But the sad thing is, everyone in history who's preached this one thing and preached that core value, which should be the one thing focused on in our religion, has been assassinated or killed or something's happened to them. Treat people well. That's it.
That's real.
Treat people well. Do your works with your prayers. That's what I do. Everything else, the other rituals, I don't get down with. You know what I mean? I like gospel music just because I like the music. I'm a music fan, though, so I like all types of music.
Right.
So, but as far as not believing in anything, I don't rock with the not believing in anything. I get into conversation with my family all the time about my beliefs versus their classical beliefs. But at the end of the day, I end up with one question, like, okay, if our family never was slaves, what would we believe in? If you can tell me that, I can support your argument, but you can't. So
I got an argument for it, but I don't feel like it really matters in this moment. But because there were some Black Christians back before slavery as well. But that's a whole history.
But where did they get their beliefs set from? You remember, like, with religion, period, like, to go back to the early starts of all religions, like, even now we preach don't believe in cults. Every religion started as a cult. So, I mean, like, what are we really saying? Are we saying don't to really go against what we truly believe in now, because Christianity altogether wasn't as big as what it is? The current belief set for Christianity wasn't what it was when it started out. You know, like, I just have a historical viewpoint on shit as shit changes. So, I mean, if it's a true belief and a belief set, it wouldn't have so many multifaceted changes to me. Because at the end of the day, it had that same core belief. Like, my core belief is just treat people well. Treat people well, believe in God, pray, and do the works toward the prayers you wear. And that's it. As far as faith and destiny and all that shit, I don't really give too much thought to those concepts.
Right on. What about you, Pat? How did you get to your classification that you would classify yourself as far as that realm?
For me, well, a lot of stuff that Faith said really hit home, pretty much. And history class, uh, science class or whatever, just that. And then the simple fact that, like I was saying earlier, if I was born in like the Middle Eastern world or whatever, I might have been brought up Muslim or whatever. And then it's just, I feel like, all right, if I leave this planet, who's Jesus on the next planet? And it seems like it's a lot of factors that sometimes religion or the religious books miss out on or whatever. So what was my main point I wanted to say? I feel like humans have a primitive way of thinking when it comes to God. Like, just to figure out what we know so far. I can't imagine a being living on a little part of what is existence in the universe can really comprehend exactly what God is to an extent. Like, a lot of times you see these depictions of God from the past. They have human-like traits. They have human-like faults or whatever. But he's supposed to be, he, she, it, the being known as God, supposed to be a benevolent, all good being. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when I was younger, you learn about history, you learn about slavery, you learn about the Crusades, you learn about all these like massacre, horrific events or whatever. And you think to yourself, okay, if he's all powerful and all good, why would he allow this to happen? So that's when the person will say, because he allowed us to have free will. And that's where it gets a little mixy or whatnot. So, all right, why would he allow Satan to give you temptations or this, that, and the third? Just down the line, it just seems like this is a lot of unnecessary drama just to live life. And you're giving me that I'm going through unnecessary drama to build myself. It just doesn't make any logical sense or whatever. Like, I mean, I understand we go through things in life and we learn from those things to make ourselves better. But there's a lot of things in history that just seem like there's no good coming out of this. Like, there's no good coming out of slavery. There's no good coming out of the Holocaust. You know, like, there's no good, like, coming out of war, death, and things like that. Like, it's just certain things that doesn't add up. I don't have a belief in God or a belief in the prophets. I believe in Jesus. I believe he existed or whatever. I also believe that the prophets that other people believed in might have existed also. You know what I'm saying? At the same time. And if they're good people and they don't do no wrong, they just believe in God differently than I do, I can't really say they're wrong, when there's a lot of times in religion they say if you don't do it this way, you're going to hell. Right. So, and like Face was saying, that book and a lot of religious books were written by humans, and I don't trust humans because humans have a history of manipulating things to gain power. And that's pretty much how civilization started. So my spirituality is more like, I believe in God, I just don't trust humans. And I don't trust their primitive way of explaining the concept of God, because the way they're explaining him doesn't make sense. Like, my way of prayer is way different. Thank you, God, for letting our little planet live and letting our little planet avoid all these random giant rocks in the sky. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's how I feel about it. And I feel like along with that, you have your basic human rights, morals, and values. You don't want to be treated this way. So why would you treat someone that way? And that's it. Like, pretty much, or whatever. I think the concept of God is just, I think is way bigger than we have explained it so far.
That's fair. Respect. Outside of this conversation, like obviously, like we all three come from like different perspectives on religion and spirituality and all of that, but we coexist just fine without hindering the other person or like condemning like any judgment. Outside of our group and outside of this conversation, do y'all think that there'll ever be a place where like people who don't believe in anything, people who are just spiritual, or people who actually follow religion can all like coexist without beefing with each other over it? If you do believe so, how do you feel that can happen? If you don't, then there's really no need for explanation. I feel like for me, oh, go ahead.
I mean, yeah, I do.
Okay.
I mean, because we're going to the way society is now, and the way our new society, and with these kids growing up, without the old heads who stress their values on everyone else, who have an opinion about everything else, a lot of motherfuckers are just peaceful with themselves. You feel me? So you have a lot of people who don't, like you say, religion ain't discussed, but those people who do express their values and like, oh, okay, cool, that's what you believe. Oh, right. All right, cool. You still want to go to the bar?
Right.
And that's it. You feel me?
Tonight.
You feel me? Like the more people adapt that I don't give a fuck about what you give a fuck about mentality, the more free everyone will be, you feel me, to discuss these taboo topics like religion. So we can all see, okay, well, why you believe that? Oh, okay. I can start to see why you would say that. Okay, cool. I wouldn't say that, but I see why you would. You feel me? Just some of the stuff like that. So like, oh yeah. Now, every place, like the whole United States, no, that will never happen. Because you have those places like Mississippi that will never change. You feel me? You got them places like Alabama who has those places that will never want to change, because you still have those factions like KKK who pass on, who teach that in their families. You feel me? Which is sad as hell, because you have little kids who are being taught this racist mentality and that stupid ass mentality to separate people based on beliefs and stuff like that. Oh, no, because they're believing the white Christian man, and no, man, come on now.
Yeah, I feel. Oh, go ahead.
Teach what you want to teach to your kids, and teach them to accept other people's beliefs, and just that. Okay, that's what you believe in, and that's that. Leave it at that. Okay, you want to know more about it? Ask questions, just so you can have more knowledge if you're intrigued about it. But don't shun nobody based on what they believe in or whoever their God is. I have Muslims in my family. You feel me? I have Christians in my family. If I dig a little deeper, I might have Jewish people in my family. You feel me? I have people from the islands in my family, so you never know what they believe. You feel me? Like, religion is to each his own. It's how we coexist with people. So once again, if we all focus on the commonality of all religions, because we all have that one common thing at the end group, treat people well, and we focus on that coexistence factor will definitely be positive and definitely be attainable.
Right on. I think I definitely agree that I think they could exist. I think if people just looked at stuff like the root word that we've been saying this entire conversation about this, like each one of us has said the word belief, and I believe. Like, I think if humans got out of that cocky shit where like they feel like they know everything, like it's a belief system. All of it is a belief system. The only thing that's actually you can go out and experiment and test is science. The rest of it is just whatever you personally believe. If you believe a chicken gonna rise up and save the world, then that's what you believe. If we get out of the habit of like forcing people to believe what we believe, and we just focus on what we actually know, what we know is we own this planet together. What we know is if you do some fucked up stuff to somebody, usually something gonna end up happening to you, whether that be a consequence or some fucked up happening to you. Like, we know these things to be true. If you treat somebody bad, they probably gonna treat you bad too. If you do somebody dirty, some dirt gonna happen. Like, we know these things to be true. Those are like pretty much facts. So I think if we stop focusing on the beliefs at all, like to hell what people believe, like believe what you want. What do we universally know? And we just focus on that and make sure that we got that stuff intact, because that's the stuff that, like, no matter what you believe is going to still be there. Like whether you a Muslim, a Christian, an atheist, an agnostic, a Jew, or whatever, if you go outside and throw a rock straight up in the air, that bitch coming back down. So you better move. Like that shit is real. Like I think just getting out of, like, I ain't even worried about how you treat anything so much as like, if you're not worried about what I believe and I'm not worried about what you believe, we probably ain't gonna have a problem anyway, because we not gonna really have no issue as long as you don't step on my foot, I don't step on yours, you don't touch me, I don't touch you. You don't say nothing to me, I don't say nothing to you. You can go on about your day, I can go on about mine, and we good. If we actually both have something in common and we feel like, okay, cool, now we friends, then we friends. But I think just getting out of that belief, like getting out of that thing of like forcing a belief on somebody when that's what it is. It's a belief. It's whatever you personally think. It's not something you can verify or give somebody. Like it ain't like, oh, here's an experiment to test my religion. No, it's what you believe. So just believe that and stop worrying about what other people believe, because it's a belief. You know what I mean? What you think, Pat?
I think we can coexist because we've been coexisting, but it's always going to be a faction of extremists anywhere that think some type of way. So you're going to have to green book your way. If you're an atheist, you know, hey, maybe I shouldn't live in Mississippi. Maybe I shouldn't, maybe I shouldn't live in these areas or whatever. Like, like you may have to check your area that you move to, this, that, and the third, but there's a way of coexisting or just staying to yourself a lot of times.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, why are we even discussing beliefs if you're going to be that strong about it? If you know that, hey, I believe that you're going to die if you don't believe what I believe, then why are you going around discussing that with other folk bringing their day down? Like, keep that shit to your damn self. It's a belief. Let's talk about the shit we do know. The basketball game last night really happened. We saw it happen. We saw the ball go in the hoop. We saw the scoreboard move. Like, we know that happened. Let's talk about that. Politics is going on every day, and bills need to be passed. Let's talk about that. How are we gonna get this? How are we gonna get these potholes fixed and the educational system fixed and this healthcare system right? That's fact stuff. Let's talk about that. If you know you can't handle an emotional conversation, why talk about beliefs? We got to be a more fact-based society, no matter what your belief is. Focus on the facts.
A lot of people, but that's another thing that deter people away from religion a lot of times. A lot of people don't like to be wrong. And they don't want to look like they're stupid. So sometimes they come across a topic or a subject or whatever, and they might not have the full explanation. So they go ahead and lean toward, well, I believe, because so good books say, I don't know this, that, and the third. No, just say you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might be a reason why that person's an atheist. They might have had a traumatic experience with some relative they had that was highly religious or whatever, and it gave a bad connotation of religion because that person that brought religion to them was abusive. Yeah. Which I've had friends that have told me that, I've smoked with Muslims. I've talked to Hebrew Israelites. I listen to Wu-Tang, which is primarily 5%er, propaganda and everything. And I don't have a problem with it. This, at the same time, it's just a matter of like understanding people's backgrounds and respect in their experiences.
I think it's just,
and that's how we coexist. Just recognizing, hey, I had a traumatic experience before. You had a traumatic experience before. It may be different, but it was still a traumatic experience. So,
yeah, I think the moral of the story is, folks, love yourself, be nice to other people. Don't worry about what the hell people believe. Mind your damn business and focus on facts. And get a little bit of that fuck it. Get a little fuck it and just say fuck it. Love everybody. Appreciate y'all taking that journey with me though, fams. I really been curious about just learning about y'all paths because I knew my mind.
No problem, man. Wow.
Yeah, man.
We had this.
People out there in the world, man, be
personal
willing to have these type of conversations with the people you know and love, man, or just random people sometimes. Like, seek to learn. A lot of times you can just get a better understanding and understanding another person, regardless of what they believe. If you understand the other person better, it helps you to be better toward them because you can find those commonalities, like Faye said earlier. So yeah, man.
Yeah, a lot of similarities. There's a lot of things. Mm-hmm.
Hate is the offspring of fear.
Mm-hmm.
Educate yourself so you won't be scared.
Big facts.
Learn something new about somebody, man. Like I said, talk to somebody you never talked to somebody before. You see somebody different, hey, how you doing? It's gonna snag them off guard. Like they're like, hey, how you doing?
Right.
That's it. But speak to them. If I'm like somebody, maybe a conversation. You may find out something you got in common with this person you never thought.
Yep. That's what I would say.
You also may be educated on some differences that off the cover of somebody, you be like, oh, this person, this. But you never know. It's the reason for everything. A culture makes people look different or act different and may take you off guard. But have a conversation with somebody, man. You never know what you'll learn.
Yep. Grow your brain, people. Grow your brain.
It's a lot of similarities. I feel like there's a lot of similarities. If you just have a common ground with, you might find out you might be Christian and you might find out, you know what? Me and this Islamic dude, we pretty much act the same with our belief systems. We pretty much the same. You know what I'm saying? We just do certain things differently.
Mm-hmm. Facts, man.
Well, now it's time for Face's Top 5 of this week. My top 5 has to go with the current thing that's going on with the country and these damn stimulus checks.
Stimulus time.
My top 5, the top 5 things not to do with your stimulus check.
Say it with me, people.
Number 1, do not buy jewelry, rims, fronts, or new wardrobe.
Damn, man, I just got my mold done for my fronts, man. I was going to be grilled up next episode, man.
They don't appreciate what value, man. If you want to do something worthwhile.
Oh, man, you saying don't pull up to the show next week skirting on 22s?
Thank you for mentioning that. Do not buy a car that you got to make payments on. That $1,400 gonna go quick unless you can budget it out and make the necessary arrangements with that $1,400.
And it probably ain't coming no more.
You feel me? You going to buy a car that you got to make a payment on next month, and you don't know where the payment coming from. That car going bye-bye. Make it important. If you're going to buy something, make an important, educated purchase. Don't just make no offer comes. I've been trying to get me a new whip. It came up. No, you didn't. You didn't come up.
You gotta come down.
If you needed a new whip,
you got to come down.
You gotta get you a new whip.
Number 3, do not go out of town or go on vacation with the stimulus check. That's not what it's for.
They got cheap tickets to Bahamas.
No,
it's just a pandemic.
It's not for leisure. It's a stimulus check to stimulate your income. So don't stimulate your entertainment. Stimulate your pocket. Stimulate paying a bill or something. Next, number 4, do not gamble your money and go to the casino with your $1,400. I'm about to come up, man. I'm about to double and triple my money at the casino.
I seen a lot of people online doing that. Like, oh yeah, man, we're about to go make these bets. All right.
And then go broke and leave with $20, be mad as shit. Man, I never should have came in this motherfucker, man. That's the whole damn stimulus check. But it was free money though. It was free money though. And now you still in debt with the same bill problems you had before you went in there. When you just took that $1,400 and got at least 1 or 2 things out of the way that's impending on your back and you've been stressing off of. Alleviate your stress, man.
It's free money, but you didn't gamble your money away. Now you kind of go to everything that is free because you can't pay to get in nowhere.
Then number 5, then you have a lot of young millennials getting this stimulus check, and they have young dumb behavior. This is the one that goes especially out to them. Please do not cash your check and take the cash and start taking selfies of it and going on live with all your money. You are gonna get robbed.
Be like, what was that girl in that video? She was flashing the money in the front seat of the car. So somebody ran by, just snatched that shit real quick. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Put that in the account.
I wasn't surprised at all.
And the scammers take us away.
I wasn't surprised at all. I was especially saying, damn, somebody should take that from your ass. You dumb. You don't be flashing cash like that.
And it got
not how I was raised. And you count your money down low and hover it over with your back turned. That's how I was taught you put your money. You don't count your money. I was told
don't even count your money out in public. You put that shit right on the envelope or wherever. Put that shit in your pocket, carry your ass home, and then when you get home, you figure it out. You don't be out there fanning and flashing and talking on the money and shit in public. That just show everybody, oh, he got money. Target.
Yeah.
And who are you talking to?
That was the face top 5 things not to do with your stimulus check. But just to build on that,
with them, people.
Things you can do with your stimulus check: pay a bill, make a positive investment, get in the stock game. You feel me?
Yes.
Make small investments in the stock market.
Episode 13, y'all.
You feel me? Get educated on it. Go back to previous episodes. But do something smart with your money. If you want to purchase something that's going to gain value.
Big facts.
You're going to gain interest the longer you keep it. Don't gain something.
Appreciation is the key, not depreciation.
Don't get a car. Cars don't appreciate with value.
Nope.
They don't.
Soon as they leave the lot, they start dropping.
You know what I mean? The second it leaves off. So what you gonna do? Buy a car, leave on the lot? You gonna buy your car, leave on the lot? Yeah, I own that joint over there. That joint worth something over there. Why don't you drive it? No, because it's gonna be worth less if I drive it. I'm gonna leave it over there. That's dumb as hell. Do something. Pay a bill. Pay on your student loan.
Before people call me a hypocrite, I had got a new whip because I had no choice. I was intending on keeping the whip that I had, and
but you ain't got your stimmy, and your car was doing shit it wasn't supposed to do. That makes sense.
You had a car. You had a vehicle, and you traded your vehicle in to get an upgrade. People with their stimulus check are going to try to just go get a vehicle with a stimulus check, and then have payments the next month they can't afford, or go get a car. They got to pay for it, or go to the auction with the $1,400, get a car, get the fanciest car they find, but can't afford the maintenance on the next month.
Yeah, I ain't got a bench truck, y'all, but you press a button.
Don't be in a hurry just to get the money back to them, yo. Don't be in such a rush to give the money back to them. If you're gonna give it back to them, make sure you're giving them back. Give it back to them with pay a bill, satisfy a loan, pay their loans y'all done accumulated over this pandemic. You feel me? Pay something off. Go get some groceries. Fill your cabinets up. Fill your cabinets up. Your kids been hungry. Their ass been in the house. They just not starting to go back out. Fill them damn cabinets up. I know you hungry. I know you've been hungry.
I know you're hungry.
I know you're hungry. I know you're hungry. You've been budgeting your money all this time. The kids in the house. The kids are eating more now. Because they just in the house all the time. They ain't going to school. They ain't got to be like, okay, they ain't going to eat lunch or here. They ain't going to eat this meal here. They're going to be at school, so I can just buy this and this. But they in the house all the time. And they eat that much more than they in the house all the time.
Stimulus Thanksgiving.
Stock up on food.
It's
Those of you who the government know y'all got kids, y'all about to get that free EBT money. What is it? The EEBT, the EP, the PEBT, whatever it's called. Y'all about to get that. Stock up on groceries.
EPMD.
Stock up on groceries. You remember, like, make smart decisions. When the government is finally trying to do something to assist or do something that looks like it's trying to assist, take advantage and use it the smart way.
They never come again.
Don't be dumb and go to the first retail store you can and buy retail impulse products. You don't need that new sundress. Oh, I'm gonna buy these 3 sundresses, girl. They don't say I'm about to buy these shit now. Why? You wasn't gonna buy them before you got the damn stimulus check. Don't buy them shits now. But pay that light bill you got, girl. That shit passed through 2 months.
I'm surprised we got 3.
Always pay your bills first, guys.
Get that muffler fixed. It's been dragging for 3 weeks now. You want to get the muffler taken care of? Get that transmission. Get that belt fixed. That shit squeaking like hell.
And I know you're hungry.
You feel me? Get the maintenance that needs to be done on your car fixed. You feel me? Get your car inspected. You feel me? And those of you who got your pay your property taxes. Do that. You feel me?
Y'all been getting them state inspection stickers from your homeboy and stuff, paying $30, $35 more dollars. I did the same thing, so I can't talk.
You can afford now with this $1,400 to do something for yourself in a positive light. Don't splurge and try to do something just to entertain yourself. I worked hard all year. This is not work hard all year money.
Yeah.
This is something to assist you to get out of the hole we were put in that was something that no one could control. Use it in that fashion, please.
That's right, guys. Don't go out here buying those sundresses and rims and fronts, but make sure you do save a little money so that you can buy some Podnas gear. And right after you buy your Podnas apparel, you can go to our Black Business of the Week, SJApparel.co. SJApparel.store, /SJApparel.store is the website. SJ Apparel Experience at Gmail if you want to get in touch with them, 850-771-2505 on IG at SJApparel.co. This is a little bit special Black business to me because this is one of my wife's mentees that has basically become like a daughter to us over the years. We've known her since she was like in 6th grade, and she's now completely, doing her thing in school and college, and she's also started her own business. So after you support again and go get your Podnas merch, your new spring gear that's coming out, your sweatsuit, your mask, your mug, or whatever else you decide to support us with, or after you sign up to buymeacoffee.com or Patreon /the Podnas, go over to SJApparel.co, SJApparel.co. Great gear. My wife actually got this dope hoodie. It's basically the genetic. It's like the molecular formula for melanin. But it's just really dope gear. The young lady is super creative. Her name's Jessica. She's a beast with it. And she like family. So support Black businesses, man. If you gonna spend your STEMI check on some splurging stuff, support one of the businesses that we've discussed over the past few episodes. Or as always, holler at your boys. Support the Podnas so we can keep on making, content for you guys and keep pumping out videos and podcasts for you guys. And but SJApparel.co is the brand. /SJApparel.store is the website. SJ Apparel Experiences at gmail.com. or 850-771-2505 to contact them. And IG, there it is at SJApparel.co. So support my surrogate daughter and look out for and she got dope shit, man. She got dope shit. Like literally, I wouldn't tell you to buy anything from anybody outside of us with the clothing or one of these Black businesses that I'm saying. And I don't just say that because I support Black business, but it's actually quality stuff out here, man. So if you out here, you giving your money to everybody else and building up everybody else's community, reinvest some of that money back into your own community by supporting the people around you, where you will actually get products, not something that, is going to save Black Wall Street, but ain't nobody doing nothing, Look out for your peoples. Look out for your peoples. But that's our Black business of the week. That's our Black business of the week. What y'all got for the people, man?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I thought you were about to say something, Faith. Well, this coming up week, I should have a video coming up of like all the new comic books that I brought this week, and then I'm gonna do like a little mini review of the story House of X, Powers of X. Well, it's called House of X, Powers of 10 by Jonathan Hickman. Is it's how put it. It's like a reboot, revitalization of like X-Men comics, pretty much. Like X-Men, in the 90s, they've had the little short little, I can count it on my hand like how many stories are like, I would say, different from the rest of the stories. Majority of them is like, all right, there's the bad guy, let's go get the bad guy at whatever headquarters or whatever. But this one is like, finally the mutants win. It's kind of like it's like they've gotten together and made a nation. And I almost feel like I see some kind of Black issues being expressed through mutant, minority and Black issues this being expressed through a science fiction / time travel storyline. So yeah.
Well, you got your first view right here, because I'm damn sure gonna watch that one. Shit, you got me intrigued.
Yeah. Jonathan Hickman is a real good. He's a good writer.
Right on. Base, what you got for him?
Yeah. Now on the apparel end, we have the new Easy Preezy shirts out. Starting the Easy Preezy movement. Thanks to Tiz. We also have
the shit from the group chat. Got you.
Easy Preezy, baby. We also have the new good fuckery shirts out. Thanks to Pat.
The good and the fuckery.
They're in the store. As always, teespring.com/stores/Podnas-closet-1. Once again, that's Podnas, PODNAS-closet. I know y'all know how to spell closet.
Mm-hmm.
And then dash the number 1. And there you go.
You don't know how to spell closet. You can Siri that. You can like, Siri, how do you spell closet? You can actually Siri, hey, Teespring's Podnas Closet. It should come up.
Black people open a book.
All people.
But man, yeah. If you're listening to this on whatever streaming service, we are everywhere. So whatever streaming service you're listening to this podcast on this week, be sure to drop a review or a like or a comment. Continue the conversation with us. We kind of went through a plethora of different topics this evening, kind of all over the place. So whatever topic you give us your opinion. We would love to respond and just, again, man, one of the great things about having this conversation in front of y'all or in y'all ears every week is that we also get to learn from y'all when you guys respond. So please, please, please make sure y'all like, comment, share, but basically like, subscribe, comment. We want to know your perspectives.
Comment. Like to interact.
We don't got it all figured out, and we're smart enough to know that. So teach us as well. Let us learn from you. If hopefully you learn something from us. Or if for nothing else, you would just enjoy listening to us to have the conversation. Maybe it broaches a conversation in your own household about these things. So, yeah, man. Podcast coming this week. Keep checking us out. Shorts dropping pretty rapidly right now. But yeah, man, check us out. We will be dropping those. Like Pat said, he got a new show coming out this week to teach us about this new comic book story arc, because he damn sure got me intrigued. I'm like, well, drop that tomorrow. I want to watch that. Like, yeah. But content steadily coming out as always. If you want to show support and kind of give to us financially, but you may not be necessarily financially in a place where you can fully buy merchandise while you're saving up your money for that, you can support us for as low as $1 on buymeacoffee.com. That's buymeacoffee.com/the Podnas. Or you can always sign up for a membership tier there or a membership tier on patreon.com. Both sites, we have membership tiers, and you pretty much get the same perks. You get to give us ideas on topics if you want to. You get access to our Discord if you want to reach out to us personally and have those personal conversations offline. You get episodes early, and you get the full unedited episodes of every single podcast. So you get to see all of the behind the scenes, the in-between conversations we have, and you just get to know us a little bit better outside of just the podcast format. So
and the blooper reel.
And the blooper reel. It's
good old blooper reel.
The first 30 minutes of the show before we actually start the show, it's always chock full of goodies for you. So, you know what I mean? Support your boys so that we can just keep on making this great content. But even if you don't, we're going to be back again on Saturday for the live show. We're gonna keep on dropping these shorts. We're gonna keep on dropping this content. And thank y'all for sticking with us and rocking with us another week. As always, I am 1/3 of the Podnas, your boy Tears, along with
Hey Pasa, it's the Padawan. The other third of the Podnas, and
it's Face of the Place.
Hey, he did my this time.
Well, I don't know what to say this week to say goodbye, so I'll just say goodbye, guys. Peace.